topic of discussion is speak for just a minute. And as we are talking about speak for just a minute, we are going to use a few tools, we are going to use a few techniques, we are going to learn. And today we are not going to learn from me or from Natasha. We are going to learn from our students today. What we are going to learn is something which I am going to talk to you. हम क्या पढ़ने वाले हैं वो मैं अभी आपको बता देता हूं एंड देन वी विल सी हु इज गोइंग टू टीच अस व्हाट. सो एक मिनट भी अगर आपको बोलना है, इवन इफ यू हैव टू टॉक फॉर 1 मिनट, यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर. राइट, अगर आपको एक मिनट भी अगर बोलना है तो वी हैव टू प्रिपेयर फॉर इट. सो वो प्रिपरेशन के लिए क्या क्या चीजों की आवश्यकता है, व्हाट आर द 3 थिंग्स विच आर रिक्वायर्ड टू डू, व्हाट आर द 3 स्टेप्स जो हमें करना होगा. फर्स्ट थिंग इज टू प्रिपेयर की पॉइंट्स. की पॉइंट्स प्रिपरेशन, ये हमारा पहला काम होगा. दूसरा इज द रूल ऑफ 3. आपको 3 का रूल पता होना चाहिए. व्हाट इज द रूल ऑफ 3, दैट इज व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू सी. एंड देन फोर्थ इज टू थिंक ऑन द फीट. तीसरा जो है वो है फीट पे सोचना. यानी क्या, यानी आपके पांव पे सोचना. इजंट इट? या, थिंकिंग ऑन द फीट मींस so that you could speak as you could think, and you could think while you're speaking, and that's something which we're going to see. ठीक है. सो ये 3 चीजों को देखने के लिए, सिखाने के लिए, to tell us something, we have 3 students who have prepared. So let me invite the first student who is going to talk about preparing key points. So to speak on the first point, that is preparing key points, we have Adhrit.
Now, if you want to do a presentation, you have to be aware of the key points that are essential to the presentation. First, you have to think of the topic that you are going to talk about. Do you know everything about it? If so, answer the questions what, where, when, who, and why about it. These are the 5 W's. Say, for example, we pick the topic of lithium-ion battery. Let's answer the 5 W's for it. Let's answer the first question, what? What are lithium-ion batteries? Now we have to answer the next question, when? When was the first lithium-ion battery invented? You have to answer that with the date. It was made in Japan in 1985. Next, let's answer the question where. Where was the first lithium-ion battery made? Or where do we use them these days? We use them in phones and other such high-performance devices, and the first one was made in Japan. We also have to answer the question who. Who made the first lithium-ion battery? He's a Japanese guy, a Japanese chemist called Akira Yoshino. And then we have to answer the question, why? Why were these lithium-ion batteries made? They were made because of the need for the durable rechargeable battery. You also have to answer the 2 H's. How and how much or how many. Now, those would be how are they made and how many charging cycles do they have. This was the format of 5 W's and 2 H's, while we could also use the format of a mind map to prepare our talk. It helps with easy visualization of the whole topic. First, we write the topic name, lithium-ion battery, in the center. Then we branch out into secondary topics which contain questions and information. We have other, arms branching out from those, and so on. Another tool we could use for the presentation is the 6 thinking hats, as in the book by Edward D. Bono. If we were to use for our topic, then we should know what the colors of each of the hats should be. For the white thinking hat, we should facts, figures, and data on the lithium-ion battery. For the red thinking hat, we should include the feelings and emotions of people on the topic of the lithium ion battery and the ratings on the lithium ion battery. The yellow hat would be about the advantages of the lithium ion battery. Let's say that they have between 400 to 1200 charging cycles. You have to remove them after 1200 charging times in a mobile, that is, which is a sign of a very efficient chargeable battery. The black hat is about the disadvantages of the subject. For example, in lithium ion battery. Let's say that there are more cheaper alternatives that are as efficient, such as the sodium ion battery. Then for the green hat, you can talk about what creative things you can do with the battery. And for the last hat, the blue one, you can talk about the processes and systems needed to make these batteries and things like that. But if you have a new topic on your hands and don't know what to search for information, you should do your research very well to be confident to talk about a particular topic. The best way to do that is to go to Google and read information about the topic that you are going to talk about. The best way to do it is to look for images. It's the fastest way to get new information. You should also search for blogs. Blogs are very informative and are one of the best ways to collect information for presentations. You should also search for such things in the news. They include statistics, debates, and have a lot of information in them. The information in it may be good for your presentations. You should also record your findings. It's important because it helps you organize your thoughts and put information in the right flow. Make notes from your research. This helps document the information and telling the story. Revisiting and revising helps. And last but not the least, practice well before the presentation. It's what I do.
So the second thing is the rule of three. So what is the rule of three? It is in which the first thing is you have to create a flow. So what is the flow? It starts from the past tense, present tense, and the future tense. So you have to talk about the past, present, and the future. Or you have to arrange certain part in the past, present, and future, or in the beginning, middle, or the end. Or you can arrange it in big to small order. Like the year is the biggest, month is small, and the week is the smallest. The another element of the rule of three is wordplay. So you would have elements like tips, tools, techniques, and you have to talk in triplets like interesting, enjoyable, and memorable event I had in my life. So it just becomes a cool way to say like that. So an example for wordplay is when we reduce, reuse, and recycle, we lessen our negative impact on the earth. So now let me take it further from wordplay. So another thing which is names, people, or products. Something like the Amar Akbar Anthony movie, where we had the Amar, Akbar, and Anthony. So the different names coming together, like Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, or even what Steve Jobs used in his presentation. He talked about iPod, phone, and internet, all three together in one product, which is iPhone. So, an example for names, people, or product is from Parbhani to Peshawar to Paris. So, this is the rule of three. You could do it as a part of flow or the part of wordplay, or you could use names or people, products in triplet format. So, that's the rule of three for a good presentation.
Thinking on the feet. Thinking on the feet is basically you have to think on the spot and on your own. But why would you need to do that? If you've forgotten what you had prepared for, or you have already spoken about all the points, and you have to continue speaking for the remaining time, how can you do so without stopping abruptly or using two keywords like and being too confused? You can use some simple tools and simple methods to finish and fill up the time with absolute confidence. Like you can just look around and speak about the things, the people who are there, and the ongoing situation. For example, you're talking about technology, the advantages of technology, and you see a smartwatch. Then you can talk about its useful function. You can compare it with a regular watch. If you are giving the talk to a Zoom meeting and there's a person who's pretty tech savvy and helping you out with all the functions, you can take that person as an example. You can talk about how we're able to talk and connect and we're able to still meet each other and still learning is not stopping even in the situation of COVID-19 because of technology. So you're already looking around. Now you have to observe and you have to connect it with what you were speaking. Another way is to look into the content. That is to look back in what you've already spoken. You can rephrase. That is saying the same thing but in a slightly different way. Maybe it has a different sentence formation. You've used a different set of words or you've added something to it. Maybe a humorous, funny line or you've added a extra related fact or your opinion about it. You can summarize. That is, you've probably divided your topic into some subtopics and you've elaborated on those subtopics. Now in the summary, you've got to simply speak a single line or a few words on each of the subtopics. For example, technology helps save lives, learn, progress, connect and grow as a nation and even globally because of its advancement in education industry, health industry, communication and travel industry. So the whole talk I've spoken about, for example, I've spoken about education, medical part, communication and travel. Now I'm simply putting everything in a single line and summarize. You can conclude. That is, you can say a conclusion statement, something that you've not said before but like to add at the end, and a thank you. For example, you can say, technology may seem harmful because of its misuse, but it is an extremely useful and important resource and the future of the world, and so should be used well and in a limited manner. So this is in the whole talk you've spoken about the advantage. So you can just add a line in the end that is something little different and something you'd like to add and specify. The next way is to connect with people, to encourage interaction. You can smile and compliment when someone responds or says something, which encourages others to speak more. You can ask close-ended questions. For example, you can ask, what has helped us connect and what has helped us be in touch and what has helped us still move ahead, move on, even in the difficult times of the pandemic. You've asked a question, you've not given an answer, you're not even expecting an answer from the people, but it is directed that the answer is technology. You can ask such questions and you can recall previous interactions. That is, if you have spoken on a similar topic or you've asked a similar question before or you've got a different unique response before, so you can share that now with the audience. Or you have heard something before and you can share that now. For example, you can share an incident where someone was wearing a smartwatch and they got warned of a heart attack maybe, and they were saved. So you can share that and that will fill up the time. This way you can finish speaking within the time limit and you have spoken confidently and you didn't even know what to speak, you hadn't prepared but you still spoke well. So you can think on your feet and speak for a minute without interruption using these methods.